the book of Alpha running, man, homie. Read it or weep.
Shalom, my Alpha brethren. You know how we always talk about how when a woman hits the wall, she will almost certainly revert back to some guy from her past who has always wanted her and for whatever reason couldn't have her. There is a perfect example of this, and we will discuss it today in Watching Nicki Minaj Hit the Wall, Part 2. Nicki's just turned 36 years old, and her new boyfriend is her old boyfriend, actually one of her oldest boyfriends. She has reverted back at 36 years old to dating a boyfriend she had when she was 16, when most girls first start dating. Now, granted, the homie, Kenneth Petty, he has a pretty extensive criminal history, which is, I guess, neither here nor there, but it just goes to show that none of these things matter when a woman hits the wall. Now, 10 years ago, when she was 26, you could have imagined that she wouldn't have given him the time of day because she was the Nicki Minaj. But now, at this point, 4 years from 40, closing in to the point where she's not even going to need feminine hygiene products anymore, she has decided that she will go back to this guy who is a registered sex offender convicted of attempted rape in the 90s now. So this was before Me Too. So let's kind of, it could be here or there. But he was also convicted of another violent crime. So let's just say that her options are limited. The Drake who used to chase her all of the time is no longer chasing her. Now that he and Meek Mill are homies again, I am quite sure Meek is sharing stories of how horrible it is to be intimate with her. Meek and Safari were partners. They were hanging for a minute. Even the OG Nas. See, she's had her opportunities to prove that she's worthy of being the wifey type. But she has shown, obviously, that she is not. And so here comes a guy who looked at his life, and you know how in New York, being a felon, come on, you know how serious it is being a felon in New York. It's been serious being a felon anywhere, but in New York, your options are limited as far as what you can do to become successful, even what you can do on the dating scene. So for this guy, he probably never thought he'd ever have another chance at Nicki Minaj. And I'm going to tell you the thing that catches my eye the most about this story. Let's chop it up. Now, of course, you know, in the futile attempt to ward off any speculation that this might be her just falling back on a rebound from way back, she has stated that the homie is one of her first loves and she feels like he's changed his life since his turbulent past. And her friends are saying that, you know, that she's never been happier with anyone else and all of these things. Of course, she hasn't been happier with anyone else. She's a 36-year-old woman on the cusp of, you know, being in the twilight of her career as a musician. She has been with several men in the industry, been with one man who came in the industry with her, and the split with him was rather, you know, conspicuous to say the least. And he seems to have caught his footing, and he isn't an A-list entertainer, but hey, he's kept his name pretty relevant. The situation with Meek, everyone agrees that Meek seems to be a better person after that scenario. The OG Nas, you know, the OG Nas isn't going to play games much longer after his situation with Khalees. You know, he's not going to be playing games with anyone who's unworthy for too long. So, of course, she's happier than she's ever been. because she's found a man who still looks at her as the same queen. You know how this is the prime example of a man who sees a girl in high school and she's beautiful and he can't have her. And then he sees her again when she's 40 and she doesn't look nearly the same, but he never lost the desire to have her, and now he's got her. He's got her. And of course, there's some financial benefit for him. So, according to TMZ, he planned the birthday trip for her, and and she was stressed before they got together, and now she's much happier, since rekindling their romance. Let me tell you something, man. Now the homie, it's a come up for him. I'm not knocking him at all, man. This is a come up for this dude, man. Like, would we have known who he is? Regardless of what he turns this into, he has 15 minutes of fame right here, because I had no idea who Kenneth Petty was before Nicki Minaj monkey branched all the way back to her teenage years. Let's think about that. It's one thing for a woman to monkey branch back to a previous relationship. Like, say if she monkey branched back to Safari. She has fallen so low in her own mind. See, she hasn't really fallen this low in reality. In her own mind, she's fallen this low. That she had to monkey branch back to when she was 16, 20 years ago. She monkey branched back 2 decades to find happiness. That's a long way to go back. Like, what about Safari? Safari contributed a lot to your success. And considering the way he sounds when he raps, I'm convinced he helped write some of your songs. What about Meek? You couldn't rekindle with Meek? What about Drizzy? Drizzy's always wanted you. What about Weezy? I think Weezy probably wanted you a little bit. What about Stunner? Hey, you used to run with Gucci. What about Gucci in the 1017 Brick Squad? What about those guys over there? What about Gotti? What about anybody? We are watching a textbook case of each and every step of a woman hitting the wall. And I am telling you, it is a fun watch. I am enjoying it, not because I want to, laugh at her and get a joke at her expense. It is because we rarely get to see this in the public eye. We see it around us all the time, but this is must-see TV, man. You cannot miss this. That is why I'm reporting it on it to you. Listen, I see it happening. I'm reporting it to you guys so you can see it happen. So when we do all this talk about hitting the wall, and also another reason I'm doing it, so women can hear an alpha assessment of a woman hitting the wall and see the results. Now here's a woman, half of you women out here don't have a fraction of the money that this woman has. All of you combined can't muster a fraction of the fame that she has. And with that money and fame comes reach, comes connections, comes all of that. But none of that helps at all when a woman is hitting the wall. Comment down below, guys. Let me know what you think about this topic, man. If something else major happens on her trip down through to the wall, then I'll speak on it again. In the meantime, let's just watch it and enjoy it, man. You know what I'm saying? I look forward to hearing what you men have to say. I'm out.
Like this video on your way out if you enjoyed the content. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. When you subscribe, click that notification bell. Make sure your notifications are on so you can be alerted to when I upload some more of this real shit. And as always, alphas up, betas down. Peace.